very familiar with Greenville, but haven't been here for some time. I have an organization actually that I minister with called Advance USA, and so I know your members of Congress probably better than I know you, and have had the opportunity of seeing them just a couple weeks ago. I was up there and saw Senator Scott and Senator Graham and new Representative Timmons, and so you're very blessed, or now I can say we are very blessed to have them representing us in Washington, D.C. But I got involved in Washington, D.C. because I, for 10 years, was the president of the American Association of Christian Schools, which is a national organization, and helped establish an office up there and started to get involved in government and seeing what's going on there. And for the last 6 years, I have based the ministry that I'm a part of out of Faith Baptist Church in Taylors, South Carolina. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the church there, but John Monroe is our pastor, and I based out of there because my son was the director of the Wilds Christian Camp in North Carolina, and his wife passed away and 6 years ago, and so I moved from Kansas City down to North Carolina to help out. Well, really, he didn't need me, he needed my wife. You ladies know, we men don't work, you're the ones that do it all. But we moved down there, and I started traveling out of North Carolina to do what I do around the country, but based out of Faith Baptist, and joined the church there. And then they lost their administrator, John McCormick, who you'll see on the presentation, because this is a presentation he put together, and it's something I think very well explains Hidden Treasure Christian School. But he retired. He'd been trying to do that for a while, and the pastor kept talking him out of it, and finally said, "This is it, I'm doing it, whether you like it or not." And so pastor contacted me. My doctorate's in education, and I've been involved a lot in Christian education, and even did a practicum with special needs Down syndrome and with my doctor's degree, and so I had some understanding of that. But we have a great staff, and I basically went in and tried not to mess anything up at Hidden Treasure Christian School because it's going extremely well. I gave you a history back there on that you can take. It has my card, has my information for now. And then any of you that like to play golf, if you want to get involved in one of our fundraising activities, a golf tournament, there's some brochures back there about that. And if any of you know of somebody who would be a good administrator for Hidden Treasure Christian School, send them my way. I'm happy. I'm a part-time administrator. Greenville airports are nice, and so it's good. It's easy travel here, there, and everywhere out of Greenville. But this is not what I'm planning on doing the rest of my life, but we're going to make sure we get the right administrator for Hidden Treasure going forward. Paul Bixby here, I've known for years. As a matter of fact, his son was very much involved with me as we started a Christian university in Monterrey, Mexico, and really had the joy of seeing the first fully accepted Christian university in Monterrey. And his son is the assistant to the president. At least that's what he was with me, and I think he still is. He basically runs the place, I think. But I'm so thankful to get to see Paul. I had no idea he was here. I had no idea I was overdressed when I walked in. I was always taught you can always take a tie off, but you can't go find one quickly. So for those of you that know what I was talking about, I'm used to the halls on Capitol Hill, and up there it's kind of expected out of you, so I didn't want to make sure that I didn't mess up and come here underdressed, but I'm much more comfortable the way we all are now, so thank you for making me feel welcome and comfortable. I have a video presentation, like I said before, that you'll see the former administrator who was just retired at the end of last year, Dr. John McCormick. He still is a real counsel to me, still in the area and involved, but hopefully this will answer a lot of your questions, and of course will be available to anybody else who would like to know what we're doing with special needs children at Hidden Treasure Christian School.
I got it. Okay, yeah.
Just wanted to act like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. It is an act.
Every lock has its own key. There's always one that will work. It has to be a perfect fit. The notches, the cuts, the sizing. And to understand that is to understand how Hidden Treasure Christian School and Faith Christian Academy work. It's a place rooted in Scripture. It's a place where a focused, custom approach to teaching helps unlock each each and every child's potential. Hidden Treasure Christian School was founded in 1981 by Pastor John Vaughn after a house fire left his daughter with severe injuries. Dr. Vaughn realized that if his daughter's spiritual, emotional, physical, and academic needs were to be met, they would not be met in a traditional school, and he found there were other people in the community searching for the same thing. When the doors were opened that first year, the students met in a 50 by 50 metal building. Today, Hidden Treasure provides for the needs of young people with varying challenges, including autism, Asperger's syndrome, Down syndrome, and developmental delays in a 28,000 square foot facility on a quiet campus a few miles from downtown Greenville. Families from across the country and even other countries have moved to the area for the specialized and individualized instruction that Hidden Treasure offers. It's safe to say, Hidden Treasure has come a long way.
One of the greatest things about Hidden Treasure for me as a parent is that it's safe here. It's a safe environment. It's a place where Rachel can be Rachel without concerns of what someone may think of her or concerns of there's a possibility that there's danger or who she may come in contact with that may have a bad influence. All of those concerns that we have as parents for our children with special needs, those don't exist here at Hidden Treasure. And this is the best place to get the best education if you have a child with special needs.
You're very, as a mom, you're very trepidatious. You're very concerned about the environment for your child. Will he be bullied? Will he be treated kindly and patiently? And I remember I walked into the school and I was amazed by the peace. You just felt total at peace and confident about the school, mostly because it was so quiet and welcoming.
I'm often asked by folks what makes Hidden Treasure Christian School different. And I really believe that there are three aspects of the school that does make this school different. First is our philosophy. Second would be our people. And third would be our programs. The philosophy of Hidden Treasure Christian School is that God has given us everything that we need to do His perfect will for our lives. So with that philosophy, we look at each child that we have here and we know that God has a specific purpose for each of their lives. And I can honestly say that the people we have here are God-called people. They are called to a ministry of special education. They're not called to a job. They love the children. They love the children, they love the job, they love to see the growth, they love to see the changes that take place. The programs here at Hidden Treasure Christian School are tailor-made around the needs of the children. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation. We take them one step at a time to where they can be, where their potential lies.
Part of the key to unlocking a child's potential is an understanding that each child is unique, and at Hidden Treasure, children are viewed as individuals created and designed by a loving God who has a specific purpose in mind for each one of them. The staff's responsibility is to uncover that purpose and then help each child achieve it. There's nothing standardized about it. Sharing a campus and philosophy with Hidden Treasure Christian School is Faith Christian Academy. Called out of the Hidden Treasure program in 2008, Faith Christian Academy is structured for students diagnosed with what is often referred to as a hidden disability or a learning disability. These disabilities may be in math, reading, or language. Some of these students face challenges such as ADD and ADHD, and typically they score in the average to above average range of intelligence. They simply need a little help in reaching their potential, whether that be attaining a high school diploma or transitioning to a traditional academic environment.
Faith Christian Academy is a program that's a little bit different than the Hidden Treasure program. It's different in the sense that these are young people who have learning disabilities. In a typical environment, you wouldn't know that a child has learning disabilities. It's only when you get into an academic setting that you start to see the differences. With these young people, we know that they have the abilities to go into college, We know that they have the abilities to meet the requirements for high school diploma. What we are striving to do is to help that child or equip that child with the skills that they need in order to overcome or to compensate for their particular weaknesses.
Hidden Treasure and Faith Christian Academy have been blessed. Blessed by God and blessed by a faithful group of supporters in a local community and across the country. The schools receive no government funding. They depend on the gifts and generosity of those sensitive to the needs of young people with special needs. As you can imagine, the cost to provide specialized instruction is extremely high. But one thing Hidden Treasure strives to do is make sure every child who needs a place can afford a place.
Having a Christian special needs school for my son Ryan especially has made a normal life possible for him. He's gotten to make friends, he's gotten to go on field trips, he's gotten to sing and carol at Christmas time and help broaden awareness of Hidden Treasure.
It's a place where your child will be told what they can do. Your child will be guided, will be taught, and they will be prepared. And they will never tell you that your child cannot do something. The word can't just doesn't exist.
The teachers provide the security, they provide the care, they provide the love, and they provide just a sense of letting these young people know that they are accepted for whoever they are, that they do have a vital part in a larger body where each one of them has something to contribute.
One thing's for sure, every child who comes through our doors will receive the personal attention and tailored instruction necessary to ensure that his or her potential is realized. The door is there. You just need a key that fits. Hidden Treasure Christian School or Faith Christian Academy might be the perfect fit for your child. Contact our school office or visit our website to learn more. It may be that you simply appreciate the work that's being done through this important ministry. If so, please consider making a gift. These kids and their families can't thank you enough.
You can help us spread the word as the CAN group is doing today by going to our website. This video is on our website, so you could share it all over the place so other people here in the community get to know what we're seeking to do in ministering to young people and to their families at Hidden Treasure Christian School. So I don't know if I'm supposed to take questions.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody have any questions? I might be able to answer them. Like I said, I'm the newbie, so yes, ma'am.
How many students do you have at either place?
We have 58 students presently between the two places. And we have had a waiting list, but we've expanded so we have more space, so we're now actually able to accommodate our waiting list for this next year and add new students, which is a blessing. So we're thankful about that. Yes, ma'am.
What is the starting age?
Starting age is 5 and to 21, because with students, some students, as they learn with special needs takes a longer time. Our goal with a lot of the students is to help them get a high school diploma, and if not that, at least a GED. But they can do that. They have up till they're 21 to get that accomplished. Yes, we can go back here. Yes, ma'am.
Funding.
We are funded by tuitions. The $20,100 per year is the tuition for a student, but we have a lot of scholarships available. You may be familiar with the exceptional SC scholarships that are now available through private donors that give to tax-credited scholarship funding organizations. And so, praise the Lord, there's a lot of generous people in South Carolina. And last year, the cap of $12 million was met. We're working in the legislature right now to raise that cap to $20 million. So $20 million could be raised from private donors that they could then give to scholarships. And that happens through a scholarship funding organization. It's passed the House. We're working to see that it passes the Senate. We're pretty confident it's going to. The governor has said that he would sign it. It's just a matter of when. I just learned your system, how you have a 2-year legislative cycle instead of just 1 year. So that means you give them a break. They have 2 years to get it done instead of 1. But it's already passed the House, and we're hoping that our new senator from this area, whoever that might be, we're trying to put that as a high priority for them. Then we have our own Hidden Treasure scholarships. We do our own fundraising. Have a director of development that works very diligently to raise from $300,000 to $500,000 a year so that we can help fund the school and fund scholarships as well. Yes, sir.
You figured out if they get that raise from 12 million to 20 million, do you know the impact on tuition or whatever it may be?
Yes, we know that if that would happen, everybody that applied for the scholarship last year would have been funded at the maximum $10,000 per student level.
Okay.
So and that's our prayer and that's our effort in the State House. And so if you have any influence down there, it's private money and it's not state money. It's individuals giving, and they're getting tax credit benefits by giving to that. And then anybody in the state that has a special needs child can apply for that scholarship, and that can be a big help. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
No.
So you said you started at age 5. So if a child does not have an IEP, which is an individualized education program, planning program for them, do you guys do that evaluation?
Yes.
Okay.
We develop our own IEPs. Even sometimes when they're coming from another school and already have one, we'll establish a new one on our own evaluations. We can start out with the one that's already there, but we usually will reevaluate because we have to make sure that we can help meet the need. You know, you're grouping students instead of standard age levels. So.
Do you have a lot of kids that come from the Myers Center? Is that the next step for a lot of kids that go to preschool at the Myers Center, or do you know?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know right now because, like I said, I'm new. I'm now in the process. I've committed to be here another year, so I'm in the process of enrollment right now, and that's why I know that we have been able to meet all the waiting needs. Because the rumor has been out, I found out in Greenville County that Hidden Treasure, you have to go on a waiting list, and that has been the case in the past, but it's not the case now because we've been able to expand. So I appreciate this opportunity, Mike, to get that word out, if nothing else, that we're alive and well and open for business and do have room for students to come and apply. Yes.
For the disability, is it just, how would you describe?
Learning disabilities, learning problems. We do have some physical. We have actually in-house, we have people that come in for occupational, speech, physical therapy type things, but it's not geared toward physical handicaps, even though we have had students that have those, but if they're very severe, then we're not equipped to deal with them with the facilities. So
it's not just autism. I always thought it was autism that was broader.
Oh, no. All learning problems, and again, I tell you one testimony. I have had 2 families, one from Ohio, one from California, that contacted us, and they came all the way here to be evaluated with their children because sometimes you can. It was really a sad situation that 2 big, about my size, 16-year-old guys that have really not been worked with for a long time, and so therefore they need to go back to the very beginning. Well, it takes 4 students for us to hire a teacher. We keep a 1-to-4 ratio in that range, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. And so if you know of another 16 to 20-year-old big guy that wants to enroll, then maybe I could, afford to hire a teacher so that we could work with them back on a 1st and 2nd grade level. Because that's really where they are, where the students that come to us early, we get them beyond that, and like I said, many of them on to graduation. So that's how we kind of can determine, can we set up a class, because we're privately funded and we have to be able to fiscally and be able to afford a new teacher for that class. But we have space physically now in our facility that we could take up to 100 students. So we have a lot of expansion that we could do.
Future, an infant stimulation program, is that something that you're looking forward to doing?
Yes, and also an adult program. Those are 2 things that we would love to see us expand into if we see, if we can fill up the facility with the educable and trainable young people. That's been our initial mission, and we may have to do another building program to do some of those extra things. But we could start the programs if we had the students that are interested. We're driven by the public and what they want more than we can say, okay, we're going to do it, and everybody comes because that's a financial commitment we just can't make up front to say we're going to do it because we don't have unlimited resources. Yes?
If a student comes there and graduate or get a GED, what is the next step for them? I mean, what can you do for them? I don't know if they're trainable or...
We try to work with other organizations in the community. I'm hearing you introduce yourself, and I think there's some of you that I want to get to know better so we can work with you. But we'll work with technical colleges, we work with businesses in town, we work with developmental organizations like vocational organizations that will help us evaluate our students and be able to transition them into life skills, depending on the young person, or into a college. We have college graduates, we have teachers in town. I mean, I'm learning more about our graduates than, because I'm new, so but I'm starting to learn about it. But that's part of our task after they get to a certain age to transition them to life.
Okay, because I've seen like cooking classes and
Yes.
classes, shop classes and all sorts.
Specifically with our educable, well, both of them some, but the trainable ones, we have actually a home set up in our facility where we teach them how to take care of themselves at home with the trainable, and so. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how much time I have, so I'll make sure.
So, transportation, do you guys?
We do not have transportation. Parents, and I mean, it's amazing. Parents bring them from all over the upstate, and some of them come and stay in Greenville until the end of the day and then head home, and we have some ministries at church that they participate in, but we do not have transportation. And there's information back there, so pick it up and on your way out.
All right, let's give them a